So for once, I decided to put my phone down to record instead of holding it and having my arm get tired. So yesterday, we moved pretty much, all the big stuff, the majority of our personal belongings. There's still some things left at the old apartment, which our lease isn't up until the end of the month. So, I mean, we're gonna get it out as soon as possible anyway. But I am really exhausted. We had movers come, so that was wonderful. But we had them scheduled for 8 o'clock. It was an 8 to 9 window. They got there like 8:50. But then they were just really good, so we're very pleased with their service. Even what like really put them over the top for me was our new apartment. It has a refrigerator, but we already owned a refrigerator. My husband didn't want to get rid of it, and so we decided to keep it and that we'd put it in the office. And so when the movers brought it in, I was like, oh, it's going in here. Didn't really think about it, and it didn't fit through the door of the office. So, like, instantly in my head, I'm like, oh, shit. So I see them trying to get it in and do this and that, and I was like, oh, that's not gonna fit, is it? And they're like, oh no, it's okay, we'll figure it out. I'm like, okay, and then they're trying something else. I was like, there's really no way around it, huh? And they're like, oh no, 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 we have options, don't worry, we'll figure it out. And then they figured it out and they got it in. So it's like, that was two opportunities for them to be like, ooh, sorry, yeah, it doesn't fit in here. And they could have just given up, but they didn't. So I'm just very impressed by that. And let's see, what else? Yeah, really exhausted. Last night, I didn't go to bed till like, I don't know, 2 something, almost 3. And we have, I love the apartment, but we discovered a parking situation. Alright, well, before we even go there, let's back it up a notch. My husband works until like 9:30 usually, and so then he went to our old apartment to pack some more things because he worked yesterday. So, yeah. Um, so we went back to the old apartment, packed some more things, and then he brought it here, and he pulled up in our truck, and I pulled up in our car, and all he had simply done was pull up, and this guy who was pretty inebriated starts kind of yelling out the window. He's like, "You guys moving in?" My husband's like, "Yeah," but he's like, "Well, you gotta be quiet out here because I have work in the morning." My husband Jason's like, "Yeah, okay." And then doesn't the guy call our landlord? And the landlord doesn't live on site, and this was at like 10 something. So yeah, he calls the landlord, and we can hear him on the phone. Like, that's how loud this guy is being, not us. All we did was pull up. My husband and I, we didn't even say any words to each other outside. Like, so he calls the landlord and is complaining. He's saying that we're talking out loud out here and that we're right outside his window. Like, dude, your window is right outside of the parking area. Whether, we had pulled into the parking spot or right next to the parking spot, you'd hear our vehicle regardless. So obviously that, hadn't even lived here for 24 hours yet. And the drunk guy calls to complain. So the landlord called me right then, and I was like, I know exactly why you're calling. I said, all we did was pull up. Said we hadn't even said a peep to each other. And the guy just started yelling at us. And he's just like, well, we'll just, respect the quiet hours after 10. I was like, yeah, I understand that. So, like I said, we hadn't said anything to each other. Said, and, there's nothing we can do about vehicle noise. He's like, oh, no, I understand that. So I think he knew, like, I'm sure he knows the guy, what kind of person he is. He, is his tenant. So I'm sure he knew, like, it was an overreaction. He could probably tell that the guy was a bit drunk. I mean, he's like, I got work in the morning. That's how I pay your rent. Like, So that was really frustrating. So then after that, we discovered that the cars don't fit in our garage because the apartment comes with a single car garage and then an additional parking spot. They don't fit. We knew the truck wouldn't fit, and of course, street cleaning the first and third Wednesday of the month. Wouldn't you know that today was the first of the month, so we couldn't put anything on the street last night? But for the hours of 8 a.m. to 11. And since we were up so late, I knew that I was not going to be up that early to move a vehicle. Yeah, so we ended up, since we still have our old lease, we moved the truck back to the old apartment and then ended up taking my car to my work, which is like a 15-minute drive, and leaving it there overnight. Because that's the only place I could think of where nothing would happen to it, where it wouldn't get towed or ticketed or anything like that. So then this morning, get up, shower, and my husband drove me there to pick up my car, and then he drove to work. So now it's just me, and there's like 1,000,001 things still to do, and you can probably tell by my eyes and my voice, my mannerisms right now, that I'm really exhausted, but I still have to go to the other apartment because pretty much everything is still in the kitchen, minus the refrigerator, and it's just like a hot mess. So I haven't packed any dishware. I have a bunch of dirty dishes in the sink, and then I have a dishwasher full of clean dishes. You know, a toaster, hot water, heater thing, blender. We did bring the microwave. So that's where I'm at. I have work tomorrow. What am I gonna do? I work, today's Wednesday, I gotta work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I have Sunday off. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. Alright. I'm gonna go. So that's the update. So again, probably won't be able to do any really beauty videos for a little while. I have declared a new filming spot though. It's right in front of a window, so I'm hoping it'll be wonderful. Yeah. Alright. The end. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.